In the previous episode, we showed you the interview with Tom on the metaverse. Because we had to cut the interview in two parts, you will now see the second part of that interview on NFTs. Maybe we can start with explaining what an NFT is. And then I'm very curious on how you see the link between NFTs and the event industry.
Well, first, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. NFTs, what is non-fungibility? If I have 100 euros, Kevin, and I give you 100 euros, and you will give it me back within a week, within a month, doesn't matter. Does it need to be that same 100 euros? No, it can be another, but it can also be 5 times 20 euros, or you can just put it on my bank account. So this is fungible. Non-fungibility is your flight ticket. If you give me your flight ticket because you're going to Hawaii and next week I give it you back, but it's to London, then you're not going to be happy. If you finally have that concert ticket for Nick Cave and I give you back a concert ticket for Britney Spears is back again, you're not going to be happy. No. Maybe we do, but yeah. you get my point.
Yeah.
What is also is a non-fungible token. Non-fungibility doesn't mean you can't rip it apart. So if you give me your ticket to Nick Cave and say, okay, but let's do it in two. You have half my ticket to Nick Cave, and I have a fifth, or half a part of that ticket. We're not going to enter the concert. NFTs are the digital versions of this. If I send you within the crypto world, if I send you a part of Bitcoin, and you will give it me back, it doesn't matter what type of money you will get me back, just the amount of that Bitcoin I just wanted back. That's fungible. But if I sent you an artwork of Event Planner, this is very unique. And this is an NFT. It's not in the newspapers because some people are buying virtual drawings of monkeys for thousands of euros, even millions of euros. And that's insane. And of course, that's what everybody's focused on and everybody's talking about or laughing with.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, because I think one other important thing about non-fungible tokens is the blockchain technology behind it, telling, okay, this is now yours, and it's written in stone. Well, not in stone, in the blockchain, and the blockchain technology is a distributed system where it can be falsified or whatever. It says you are the owner of it. And what we've seen in the last couple of months is that people also start selling really weird stuff. Their first tweets as an NFT, or I heard, and I'm very bad at names and I don't know anything about sports, but I heard a cyclist sold his win on the Mont Ventoux via an NFT. But then I started to think, where the hell is this going? Because you can sell anything with an NFT.
You can sell everything. That's true. And of course, in a trend, and we definitely need to talk about the hype NFT. And I think the hype of NFT is over. For me, all the time, I get fascinated by a trend before the hype starts, and then when everybody thinks, well, now we're selling a tweet. Now it's over. No, then it's again starts to become fascinating because every hype will grow and will fall down, but eventually will be bigger than the starting point because something triggered, something changed there. And I think the technology of NFT is a really important one. I started doing research about blockchain, I think a year or 7 ago, thanks to Gary Smith, who wrote a book about blockchain WTF, and he helped me understand the technology behind it, because for me it was very weird. And the past years I've been helping a lot of companies in the crypto world, in even a broker in the Netherlands, to create some kind of future vision towards the possibilities of blockchain. And 2 years ago, we saw the growth of DeFi, where people use blockchain to invest, to lend, to swap different crypto tokens, to insure themselves. All the financial systems you can find is on blockchain. That was really a hype a year and a half ago, 2 years. And then now the past 6 months, it was all about NFT. And of course, there's going to be a next hype again. But for me, as a future trend watcher, it's important to see what's underneath it. And yes, of course, today they're selling tweets and they're selling drawings of monkeys, and that's all fun, and let them play, let them have fun. And I hope that in the event industry also people understand that this is more than just only some collectibles. It has a lot of opportunities. We don't know yet where it's really heading to. And that's fascinating about this NFT world. Where is it going to? It's a difficult question. Mm-hmm. But for me, what fascinates me here is that you can put everything as an NFT. But the question is, what will you do with it? Who will buy it? Why will they buy it? If you are an artist and if you're working already for decades in art and you're creating really cool stuff, but you're just somewhere in the basement and nobody knows of you, and you don't have social connections, and you're not gonna suddenly be very popular in an NFT. But if you're working for years now already and connecting with people and building a community surrounding you, and now you're going out within this technology world and you're going to sell it within NFTs, and you're really going to have a connection as an artist to your audience, that's massive. There's a lot of opportunities. So if you're an artist and you draw something, you paint something, you sell it virtually, someone can buy this virtually. So it's not at their home, they just only have it virtually. But you as an artist, you have a direct connection to the one person who has your artwork. You don't need people who are in between there. You have a direct connection. 6 months later, if you want to surprise the persons who have art of you, you can just drop in their virtual box, you can drop another piece of art. You can create a community, a Discord community, for instance, where people need to show that they really have an artwork of you. So all the people in those chat groups are really directly connected to you. Now we're talking about painters, but think about musicians. Think about people who are writing poets, people who are building virtual grounds, building virtual houses. There's a lot of possibilities there. But for me, the most important element here, and that's why I really wanted to talk about this with you, Kevin, is the social cultural element about it. If you can connect with your audience, imagine, because it's all the time scarce, imagine you have 1,000 tickets to your event. 1,000. Who will buy these tickets? Why are they buying this for? What's your goal? What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do after the event with them? What can you offer them every month, every year, maybe even every day? What can you do? You can connect them, bring them together so they can maybe go to a next event for free. Is they can say like, look, I have an NFT of you. Then you can enter the community.
Yeah, but this I find very interesting, because I had a couple of guests already in the studio, and we were talking and discussing about blockchain, and what they came up with was only using blockchain to sell tickets. And in my opinion, and I have a technology background, that's a very stupid idea. Why? Blockchain is there as a decentralized system if you don't trust an authority. Because if you have an authority, the event organizer, it's much cheaper to have a regular ticketing system. It will have less impact on the environment, because blockchain is using a lot of energy and computing power to calculate all those blockchains. So just for selling tickets, I don't believe in blockchain. But what you're telling here is adding that extra layer, making that NFT, something of its own. And then I'm with you in that story.
Yeah, and then I would like if it's still possible, Kevin, because we're talking already for some time now, but I want to maybe add something to it. Because, okay, we talked about blockchain and we talked about the metaverses where we enter and NFTs, because NFTs are also going to be part of the metaverse. The artwork that you show in the house in the metaverse, that's your house, but that house also is an NFT, and your clothes in the metaverse are also NFTs. Because if you go to the shop of Vans, maybe Vans will give you a virtual item for free. But if you've been already there for amount of time, they're going to be surprising you with limited editions of certain elements. And you can, again, sell it on the NFT open markets to other people that don't have the time to visit that shop every day. And so there are a lot of possibilities in gaming, and so the metaverse and NFTs will eventually merge, will be one element in a way. But there's another approach, and that's called DAO, the Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And I think from that community perspective, it's really interesting. What is a DAO, a Decentralized Autonomous Organization? That's a community, a chat group. It's a community with a shared bank account.
That's an interesting concept.
That's very interesting. What do you need to do? First, you start a chat group, but that can already be an event that you're organizing every month, every 3 months, every year. You have a community. Most of the time today is Discord that they use for this type of communication. Okay, first you need a group, a chat group. Second, what's your goal? What's the goal of that community? That you have to think about. Okay, so you have a group in a Discord, you have a goal where you want to go to, why you're together as friends, as hobbyists, as investors, doesn't matter. And then you need some rules. And it's beautiful in the blockchain, you can put those rules of governments, rules of investments, the why of your community, you can put it in a smart contract. So everything is clear. You know how many people there can be, how many, everything is clear. And then next you need a shared bank account. And of course, most of the time they use Ethereum for this and Ethereum wallet for this. The technology behind this, to put this, you need some technology background to really create this. But for instance, there's SubDAO, and they're now searching for money to really start their company. And SubDAO have the vision to help you to create this type of organization within 15 minutes. So give it some time. There's going to be more of this type of companies that are going to really help you, like create an app. In the beginning, it was really difficult. Now in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, everybody can create an app. There are tools, website, the same thing. So now the question is, how, as an outsider, how can you be part of this group? Well, first you can buy yourself a token of them. You can say, I'm gonna pay for a token. So if I buy a token, then I'm part of the group. That's the same story as the NFT. Like if you have an NFT of Event Planner, then you can enter the event. Same thing. But you can use an NFT, or you can use a token that you just create for your event. Now, okay, so you can buy a token and then you're part of that community. Maybe you can also, maybe you don't have a lot of money, you can just work for them. You can work, you can help them, you can do the communication online, you can help them with the PR, you can help them. There are a lot of things you can do for such a community, such a DAO. And within the DAO rules, you'll say, well, so much money can go to all the people that are helping us. If you do this, you can receive this. If you do this, you receive this. So those are two ways that you as an outsider can be part of that community, can be part of that group. And now there are a lot of examples of this, but it's really in the beginning. Pleaser DAO is an incredible one. Pleaser DAO, it's a group of people that come together and they said, like, you know what? We don't have enough money to buy all those incredible NFTs today. They're so expensive, but we want to be art collectors, but new digital art collectors of a new world. And we how going to do this? Well, we're going to have a shared bank accounts. Everybody puts some money in it so we can together buy those more expensive NFTs. So this is an example. This is an example investment group. Other example, for instance, Wilder World. Wilder World is creating a metaverse. So they're not purely investing. No, they really want to create a new thing. And you can be part of that DAO. And if you're part of that DAO, you can eventually go to their events, but you can also decide what you're going to do. A really beautiful other example is Friends with Benefits. It's a United States group, and they want to use blockchain to have cultural connection, cultural community. So if you have one Friends with Benefits token, then you have access to the Discord group, you have access to their newsletter. If you have 75 tokens of them, you can go to all their events that they're organizing. So you have an open agenda and you see what they're doing and you can go to all their events. Now, as a group, you can also search for who will we book, who will we organize, where we're going to do this.
That was exactly what I was thinking about. If you organize a conference in this way, have the audience up front buy a token and then decide together, okay, who we going to have as a keynote speaker and so on. That's a very interesting idea.
So the question here, and maybe that's to have that future mind to your audience, is look at all your events, but maybe personally, look at all the communities that you're part of. Now imagine that you have a shared bank account. And imagine that you're not the one who decides everything, but that the community can together decide what you're going to do. How will that look like? What's your next event when your community has a shared bank account? And there can be a lot of things. There can be investments. There can be investing in startups. It can also be social goals. What you're going to do to give money to certain social goals, or that can be not about investing, but by creating new ideas or new companies, or just helping each other, so that the community is not just one event, but people are really want to be part of that community. Mm-hmm. And what do you earn by this? As an event organizer, because you're not the one who creating events, well, the most interaction you have within that community, the most attractive that community becomes, the more value your tokens will receive. Mm-hmm. So the more money you will receive. It's a different approach, and I really believe in metaverse, in NFTs, but I really believe for the next 5 years, there's going to be more and more examples of these DAOs, of these social dynamics behind blockchain, social groups where you are together and having a smart contract, having a shared bank account, coming together virtually in real life, and having the same goal. And I really believe that. How will this be, and what kind of tools you will receive? That will have to wait for another few years, but it's going to be very fascinating to follow this. And I think it's going to change the event industry and even the entire community atmosphere. Because in my opinion, every community the next years will have their own social token.
Okay, wow, Tom. You shared a lot of incredibly fresh ideas with us. So thank you very much for that. We will need to wrap up here. We will see you next year for the follow-up. And if people are interested in transforming those ideas for their business, they can contact you, obviously, as an expert to help them think about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
Okay, see you next year, Kevin.
And you at home, thank you for watching our show. I hope to see you next week.